When I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 as a kid, the only skateboarder I knew was, well, Tony Hawk. However, the more I played the game, the more skaters I got introduced to. In fact, one of my favorite things about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series was unlocking a skater's skate video and then just watching it over and over again. So that led me to only know the skaters in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. Now this was before YouTube or Instagram, so the only way I could learn about new skaters was typically through the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. However, as the internet continued to grow and grow and grow, I found even more skaters that I enjoy watching. Now, because of how many skate videos are out there on the internet, it can feel like you're unlocking a new Tony Hawk Pro Skater secret video every ding dang day. But with all the skateboarders out there, who are my personal favorites? So today we're gonna count down my top 5 favorite pro skaters, and these are all my personal opinions and choices, and if you think that's whack, well that's fine, but my feelings will be hurt a little bit. I said that like I was a news anchor. Tonight at 5, Zach's feelings were hurt again. This is because someone on the internet made fun of him. Something that happens on the regs. But before we jump into that, if you wouldn't mind clicking that like button down below and consider subscribing if you want to see more skateboarding content like this in the future. So now, let me show you my top 5 favorite pro skaters. My number 5 pick right off the bat is gonna be a pretty interesting choice because it is Shrek from Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Shrek was first introduced into the skating scene in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and his stats were literally better than Rodney Mullen's. Obviously, I'm just joking around. It's what we call a goof here in the industry. I personally just like to bring up the fact that Shrek is in a Tony Hawk game at least once a day. It's just something I like to do. Anyway, my number 5 pick is actually Mario McCoy. Mario McCoy may not be a skater you have heard of, but you're gonna want to keep your eyes on this dude. Currently, he skates for Santa Cruz Skateboards, and he's actually gonna be on Team USA for the Olympics for skateboarding. If that ever happens, they say this year, but I'll believe it when I see it. Anyway, he's taking my number 5 top pick for a couple of different reasons. One, this dude does some of the cleanest flip tricks I have ever seen, and he always looks like he's having a ton of fun doing them. If you aren't following him on Instagram, you're really missing out because some of the clips he throws up are so dope. And reason number 2, he just seems like a really cool and good dude. I've been following him for a while on Instagram, actually around the time he went amateur for Santa Cruz Skateboards. And it's just been really cool to see someone get the attention that is well deserved. Anyway, those are a couple reasons why he's in my top 5, and like I said, you're gonna wanna keep an eye on this dude because I guarantee this will not be the last time you hear about him. My number 4 pick is the current flat ground king himself, Johnny Geiger. Johnny Geiger is one of those skaters that whenever he puts up some new clip, my mind gets blown instantly. There's this amazing video by Braille Skateboarding where they showed a bunch of his tricks in super slow motion. It's well worth your time. Once you get done watching this video, go watch that one because it's truly inspiring. Seriously, if I'm ever on the fence about whether or not I should go out and skate, I throw on that video and 5 seconds after the video is over, I'm out the door because it's that good of a video and it's that inspiring. And Johnny Geiger is just an insane skater. You may have noticed from my previous videos that I do a lot of flat ground tricks, which that's a different video for a different day, but that is another reason why I love Johnny Geiger. Most of the stuff that he does is flat ground tricks. It's not everything he does, but a lot of it is. And that's just a style that I really enjoy watching. A lot of the tricks he does are something that I hope to achieve one day, though I'll be completely honest with you, probably not gonna happen. Anyway, Johnny Geiger is a super talented skateboarder. He also has an awesome YouTube channel that you should check out as well. Now, I know saying that Tony Hawk is one of your favorite skaters is the equivalent of saying Michael Jordan is your favorite basketball player or that the Beatles are your favorite rock band. I get it. I know it may not be cool to say that Tony Hawk is one of your favorite pro skateboarders, but I mean, look at me, bud. I mean, I literally have a Pokemon poster in the background. Anyway, yes, Tony Hawk is my number 3 favorite pro skateboarder, and I'll give you my reasons why. First, Tony Hawk puts a good name to skateboarding. Obviously, skaters a lot of times get stereotyped as being punks or just bad people, and Tony Hawk helps makes those non-skaters realize that some of us aren't bad people. We're good boys. I mean, think about it. Tony Hawk is a household name, and most people associate him with being a good dude. He uses his fame not only to give skateboarding a good name, but to also help others. He founded an organization called the Skate Park Project, which helps build skate parks in low-income communities. I mean, my dude is just always trying to help people out. At the beginning of the pandemic, he was selling autographed photos where 50% of the proceeds went to the Skate Park Project, and the other 50% of the proceeds went to a COVID relief charity. My dude didn't even make a dime off these photos, which I just think is really cool. Anyway, as you can probably see in the background of my videos, your boy had to snag one of them. Anyway, I just think it's really cool that Tony Hawk strives to help others while also giving skateboarding a good, clean name. The other reason he's in my top 5 is because, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, his games introduced me to skateboarding, and I'll be completely honest, if it wasn't for those video games, I probably would not have become a skateboarder. And for that reason, he kind of has to be in my top 5 favorite skateboarders, because without him, I probably wouldn't have a top 5 favorite pro skateboarders. My number 2 favorite pro skateboarder is another skateboarder that's been up and coming for the last few years, and that's Andy Anderson. If you have not watched any of Andy Anderson's skate parts, y'all are missing out. Andy Anderson is the equivalent of playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater with all the cheats on all the time. This dude has perfect balance, can do an insane combo of tricks, and honestly is just constantly breaking the laws of physics. He does tricks that I didn't even think were humanly possible, like when he does a stall on a chain link fence. Like, who even thinks of that? And more importantly, who's talented enough to even pull that off? One of my favorite things about Andy Anderson is that he is just always constantly being himself, and you can see that in his skating. He's not trying to be anyone else, he's not trying to fit into this predetermined skate style, he's just doing whatever he wants. And I like that because to me, that's what skateboarding is all about, and it's cool to see Andy representing that. For example, one of my favorite things that he does is he blends freestyle tricks with flat ground tricks and air tricks, and he just has this super unique style of skateboarding. He also has his own unique board shape, which is something you don't see from a lot of skateboarders. Which, by the way, for a future video, I would love to buy one of his boards and test it out, because it seems like a really interesting shape and could be a really cool board. And as you've probably noticed by now, my dude is also part of Helmet Gang. If you don't know, I'm a big advocate for wearing a helmet when you skateboard, and it's cool to see someone that talented repping a helmet. Andy Anderson has said several times that whenever he steps on a skateboard, the first thing he does is throw on a helmet, and I respect that. In fact, I've heard Andy Anderson say he's had to decline offers before because skate brands have asked him to remove his helmet for their project. And I just think it's really cool of him not to risk his own safety for some cash. Anyway, I've been a huge Andy Anderson fan for a while, and I'm looking forward to all the dope clips he puts up in the future. If you've watched my previous videos before, it should be pretty obvious who my favorite skateboarder is. It's Shrek. I already told you. My dude is mad talented. Obviously kidding again. My favorite skateboarder is Daewon Song. I could go on for a while on the reasons why he's my favorite skateboarder, but we don't have time for that, so I'm just gonna give you a few highlights. First, his video part in Almost Round 3 was one of the first skateboarding videos I remember finishing, my mind being blown, and then rewatching it again and again and again. The reason this video part sticks out to me is because it just gives me a whole new level of motivation that I can't even really explain. There are so many cool parts in this video. In fact, the truck jumping scene still gives me goosebumps to this day. I still watch this video part fairly often, especially if I'm lacking the motivation to go out and skate. Another reason Daewon Song is my #1 favorite skateboarder is because of his unlimited creativity. One of the reasons his Instagram has blown up is because of all the creative skateboarding videos he's constantly posting. I mean, only Daewon Song would figure out a way to do tricks off of rocks. As long as you're out skating and having fun, that's all that matters, and Daewon Song reminds me to just have fun while I'm out skating. The final reason Daewon Song is my favorite skateboarder is because he honestly just seems like a really cool, good, down-to-earth dude. If you haven't watched the Day One documentary that's here on YouTube, I'd highly recommend checking it out. I think the documentary shows why Day One Song is such an amazing skateboarder, and after you watch it, he'll probably be in your top 5 too. Anyways, that's just the quick highlight reel of why Day One Song is my favorite skater. So that's my list of my top 5 favorite skateboarders. I'd love to hear your top 5, so leave me the list down in the comments below. There are so many amazing skateboarders out there, it was really hard for me to pick just 5 to talk about, so maybe in the future I'll do a part 2 or something. Again, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button down below, and consider subscribing if you want to see more skateboarding content like this in the future. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you think I should do more top 5 videos like this one. I like doing these types of videos, and I could easily find more topics to cover. Again, thanks for watching, y'all are the best, and as always, have fun, good luck, and keep shredding the gnar.